When babies are born prematurely, or if a term baby is sick, then sometimes the mother can't produce her own milk initially. And this might be because the mother herself is sick when her baby's born ill. It could be for very premature babies that mother's own milk production has not yet got fully established. Or for any parent whose child is premature or ill, it's a very stressful, anxious time, and that can compromise mother's breast milk production. And so sometimes for some mothers, several of those factors act together. But in those circumstances, it's really helpful to have access to donated breast milk to give to these babies who probably benefit more than any other babies from having human milk as opposed to cow's milk formula feeds.
For mums who are trying to breastfeed, really want to breastfeed, and are having trouble doing so for all sorts of reasons, to be able to use donor breast milk to tide them over in the time between starting feeds and them being able to provide the feed themselves, that has a huge psychological benefit. If you like, it takes the pressure off them to actually produce the milk themselves. So for mums who are struggling, it buys them some time to maybe relax a bit more, to get more used to it, and to allow them to build up their own feed while still knowing their baby is getting what they'd like them to get, which is human breast milk.
It was only a few months after losing Oliver. It was only 4 or 5 months after losing Oliver, and we had the twins. So with the stress of Oliver, and then the stress of having the twins premature, it was just a really hard time.
Because I think on that day, I mean, we were both ready to go to work, and then she said, I'm afraid you're going to have the boys tonight, because they were suffering from twin-to-twin syndrome, so which meant why they had to have the emergency caesarean.
He's not a twin.
Because I had been a breastfeeding counsellor, and then I couldn't produce. The frustration and the anxiety and was probably making it worse for me to produce the milk. So when they said that the milk was available and that they could help me along the way, then that was just invaluable, and just helped me be strong then for the boys and helped me get myself together, obviously after a caesarean.
And I've certainly known some mums who've had real problems, and it's gone for quite a long time, and you're beginning to think they're never going to establish breast or milk expression themselves. And yet, because they've actually been very positive about the experience of having the donor breast milk, they've actually managed to themselves go on and produce the milk themselves, maybe sometimes several weeks down the line.
It just gives us that little bit of time for mum to get her stocks up. It also took a little bit of pressure off mum, because she was panicking, oh no, I ain't got enough milk, my baby's going to starve. It just took that pressure all completely off from her. So then her supply just rose, we're having less stress.